What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get Sausage Biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip Caduceus. There you go, baby.
Yo, what's up, boys and girls? Good afternoon. I'm back. Episode 2 today, which is episode number 300 for the Cage Cyber Christopher James Show. I got to tell you, man, it's pretty fucking cool. You know, I've done this show live on television, locally here in Tampa. I used to do it on the radio here locally in Tampa on 98.7 The Fan and on 1010 AM. And then, of course, I transitioned to Facebook Live and now doing it this way where I get a much bigger broadcast, better production, all that other good stuff. And I'm just telling you, man, it's pretty fucking cool. So I've talked to a lot of people. I've had a lot of fun. And, you know, I might get emotional here in a little while because, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big accomplishment. So if I start to tear up, you know, just remember, I'm not crying. You're crying. But seriously, guys, I'm glad to have you on board for episode number 300. And I am excited to be here with you guys. If you tuned in a little bit, a little while ago, I talked with UFC fighter Billy Quarantillo. He's on the rise, man, doing great things. So we're happy to always chat with him and get caught up. And now I've got 2 guests lined up. One of them fights MMA. One of them used to fight MMA. Now is a bare knuckle badass. But this first one is the first time we've had her on the show. And I got to watch her fight last week in West Palm Beach, and I got to watch her win a championship for XFN, Extreme Fighting Nation. She is now the strawweight champion. She's a mom, she's a friend, she's a great teammate, and she checks all the boxes, and I'm excited to have her on the show, man. She was all business the other day, but now she did a living. She's on her way to the gym right now. She's in the car. So we're going to bring her in right now. They call her Queen Kong. Ladies and gentlemen, they also call her Supermom. And we call her Naomi Young. Come on in, girl.
Hello.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, champ?
I'm doing very good. I am very happy. I have no complaints.
How many times people call you champ now? Like every single second of the day?
So my mom's called me champ since I was younger.
Nice.
Since I was like a little kid. So it's funny because she literally mentioned that. She was like, I called you champ. Like she never thought I was going to fight, but it was something that's just been like a childhood nickname as well. But typically my close friends and stuff still just call me Naomi.
But now it's official because you got
right.
gold, girl. So now it's like, yeah, I am a champ. I'm sure you always felt like one in life, and your mom probably made you feel that way, and that's an awesome feeling to have. Yeah, and you said your mom probably never expected you to fight. Did you anymore? Up until you really started getting into training, did you ever expect yourself to be a fighter? I mean,
honestly, like no. Like when I was raised in Philadelphia, so I always loved boxing. Watched my parents, host fights of boxing. When I was a sophomore in high school, I remember being in my bedroom and watching Tisha Torres fights.
Nice.
And being like, what is this? Like, this is so cool. Like, she is just kicking ass. And no, I never thought that I'd end up in the cage, but I went to a combat night event one time when my fiance was fighting, and I was like, I need to do this.
Sometimes, there's a lot of fighters who have that same kind of story. They go, they seen it, but they won't. And then they went to a live event, and all of a sudden they said, I need to learn how to train to fuck people up. I'm going, and then all of a sudden it takes over your life. It consumes you. It's like a drug, and it's cool. I mean, right now you're doing it for free, but who knows? One day soon down the road, you might become a pro and get paid to punch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid.
Hey.
I'm trying to do this for free forever.
Make that money.
Right.
That's it. So you train with the folks over at Dark Wolf MMA, and you do some work with Pete White Boxing MMA, which is now the Volusia Combat Sports Syndicate. The unification of two great schools, bringing together different skill sets for all the team members to partake in. You train with the Lozens, David and Melissa, and of course Christian, who was there in your corner the other night, Hollywood, if you will. And then you got Taylor White around you, who also won a belt that night. You got Coach Pete White, you got John Radford, you got Lou Vasquez, Bebo. He's loving it. He's actually watching right now. He said he came on to see Queen Kong. That's it. That's the only reason he came on. So when my next guest come on, he gonna leave because he don't care. He here to see the Queen. And there's a lot of people that are tuning in to see you. So like you said, you grew up around some boxing stuff and everything. Watching your parents put on events, but you never in your life did you think you were going to be a fighter. And then you saw some stuff. Then you went to combat night, and you said, "All right, I got to do this." So now you're here. You're doing this. Is it from watching from that night at combat night to seeing what you saw that night to now doing this and getting into a cage and fighting? Is it what you expected it to be, or is it so much more? Or is it less than what you thought it was going to be, or is it more and you can't believe how cool it really freaking is?
I think it's so much more. When you just look at the sport and you're not really in it, you could just think it's cool. Like, oh, those people are fighting. Like, that's cool. Or, oh, that person did a spinning kick. That's cool. But when you're actually in it, I've met the best people in my entire life through this sport. I've made the closest friendships because of this sport. I've learned myself so much. Like, just as I was a competitor athlete my entire life, and being able to compete as an adult has also been amazing. To still be able to do that. Just this sport is just so much more. It's so much more than just it looking cool and two people fighting. So it's definitely more.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, you met the best. You've met the best people in the world to just start doing this. I mean, you met me, so I know what you just said is true. So, and I met you, and it's like, it's true though. This sport has so many good people that are involved in it in many different aspects, whether they're promoters, coaches, trainers, fighters, people in the media, ring announcers, me. I mean, I do all that shit. I don't fight though. I'm fucking too old and too pretty. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, man, Lou's laughing at me. He goes, "You're the best, Chris." Thanks, Lou. But we do. There's a lot of good people now, and there's a few bad apples that come through. Every career choice in the world, every community has, an asshole. So, right. I'm probably that guy too sometimes. I don't know, man. So, but I think the thing that hit me most, what you said, is you really learned so much more about yourself. It's like meeting yourself for the first time. When you walk into a cage and fight, or walk into a ring and fight, because now it's just you. All the coaches, they can stand in your corner, tell you this, tell you that, but at the end of the day, it's you and another human being that wants to fucking knock your goddamn head off. And that's when you dig in and you find out who you are and what you're truly made of, the fight inside, your intestinal fortitude, your strength as a human being, and not physical, the mental. I mean, the physical stuff we already know. You know what you can do physically. I don't think any fighter has a problem with that. I think it's the mental of, you go in there and you fight, and especially in your first fight, you don't know. I don't care how much training you did. I don't care how many times your coach has punched you in the face in the gym. Until you get that first fight, even as an amateur, it's really where it starts. You'll know if there's going to be a second fight. There's no, I don't know too many people that took that first Naomie fight and didn't know after that fight was over whether they won or they lost, if they were going to continue. I've seen guys win in tremendous fashion and go, you know what, this shit ain't for me. Yeah. David Lawson said, "We punched a lot." He said right there on the screen. I love it, man. But so here you are. Now, what what's your job outside of fighting? What do you do outside of this? Because you're not getting paid, so you have to have a job.
Yes.
Or your fiance rich, in which case this is what you get to do.
Well,
But
no, I stayed at home with Phoenix and focused on training for a while. And then recently I took on a human resources position with Advent Health. So that's what I do on the side. I get to work at home, so it's perfect with still being able to train and balance school and everything. So, yeah, I pretty much.
are you going to school too?
Yeah, I go to school.
What do you go to school for?
Business. I love business. I love managing myself.
Well, lottie-dottie. Make sure if you're going to study business and manage yourself, you better get a law degree or a minor in law, because you're going to need that when you start negotiating.
Oh, of course, when I get up there, I'm going to have those people. Yeah. I'm going to have those people making sure I'm protected for sure. But
Oh, no. No, you're not allowed now. You said you want to manage yourself, so now I'm going to make
I do.
But you got to do it all.
I
Cut
handle
everybody
all
else
my
out.
sponsorships, all that stuff. That's like, I enjoy doing that, though. I enjoy it. I think it's
Well,
fun.
do it. Take all that on. That way you don't have to cut anybody on your money.
Yeah.
If you can handle it, listen, I'm being serious. If you can handle it, and you can handle the business end and the negotiation for a contract and sponsorship deals, and, be able to get what you're looking for
Right.
without the help of somebody else, I say do it. Some people go, oh, no, you can't do that. It's too much to, take on. But the most invested person in your career is going to be you.
Yep.
If you have the business acumen in mind to negotiate those waters and, keep all the money, to have to give somebody 10, 20% or, this and that, you do that. Oh, by the way, Taylor Wise watches said, she fine. I love Tay-Tay. So just do it yourself, man. Just get a little law degree, we know a couple lawyers will help you out. We got your back. So, so you went in Sunday night, you're fighting for a title. You go in there round one. I mean, it was a minute and a half or something. I can't remember the time, but you put in a joke, you won the fight, you're celebrating with your teammate, the champ. I mean, take us through that, because the fight didn't last long. Take us through it from your eyes, what you saw, what you felt, when you knew you won, and then hearing them announce you, even though the fight's over, you already knew you won, hearing them announce you as, Queen Kong, your new XFN Strawweight Champion! Boom! Because that's a moment that will always live in you. So take us through the fight and all the way through that moment.
So when I walked out, my team knew, they know me, they know how my life's been this year, and we wanted to have fun. I didn't want to go out there angry, or anything like that. I legitimately wanted to go have fun and feel myself, because when I am happy, I feel like that's when I perform the best. There's actually a picture of me smiling before the fight, and I had, they're
Is that the one where Lou said you looked evil or something?
Yes. Ooh, I'm ready for you.
Yeah. Come on, my pretty. That was that look.
Yeah, my coaches were, the energy with everyone was perfect. I was happy. I picked a song that my daughter always dances and sings to, so that I was in a happy mindset walking out, Dance Monkeys. And I went in there, and I'm never hometown girl. For me to get a fight, I always have to travel somewhere. And I was so focused on my coaches that you don't even realize it. But when you look back at the fight, freaking my opponent comes out, and it's the building starts roaring when she comes out. That place was there for her.
Oh, it was. I was there, and you got no pop, and she got all the pop.
No, they were freaking booing me and saying rude shit when I was going to the bathroom. But we just ignore that stuff, because that's stupid. But
at least it's not Brazil where they chant we're gonna kill you and shit like that. You know, I mean they do, man. Some
Hey,
UFC
maybe
fighters
one
come
day
back.
I'll experience that, but it'll be the
UFC
same
fighters
thing.
come back. UFC fighters come back from Brazil and they're like, I don't want to go back down there anymore. Those people are fucking crazy, you know. And it's like they take that shit serious. So if you just got a few boos when you know talking a little smack when they you good.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to Brazil.
Then it just won't phase you then either. You have your team with you. You go and get the job done. And
I don't know. People chanting that they want to kill me would phase me a little bit.
I'll be like, yeah.
Bring it, motherfucker. That's why you fight and I do this shit because I can't take that fucking people want to kill me shit.
Yeah, but so the first round, which was the only round, I know that I wanted to keep moving, not stay stationary, just keep moving around because I know that every single fight she was the same. She just likes to like jitter around. So I kept moving so she knew that she wasn't controlling the pace. And I got flicked by her toes the beginning of the round.
I saw that.
And then I was like, all right. And as soon as I touched her with my hand, once she felt the power, she didn't want to be near me. That's when the kick started to come, which my coaches already knew was going to happen.
Right.
Like my striking coach, Pete, was like, she's just going to throw kicks at you the entire time. And that's exactly what happened. And when we were in the back with Christian, we were warming up, he's throwing front kicks at me. Like I was mentally already ready for what happened. So that's why I think when that kick came, I just lifted it up, made her fall on her butt, and then got on top of her.
And went to work.
And then she literally turned on her back and her corner is screaming. I hear them like, stand up, stand up. You do not stand up. When someone is, you're allowing me. She stood up and allowed me to get my hook in and then fell. And then I took her back down the other way. So they gave her that advice, but I hear my corner and I hear David just go, lift it. I freaking gave her my hands, lift. And she was just hovering there for a bit. And the ref's like, Melina. And she's not saying anything. And then finally it just felt like a small tap on my arm. And then, they shove you. But I was just like, I was so happy. Like I felt it. That's my drug. Like that moment when I was like, I just won the first round by submission. Like, because, I tell everyone for a while, everyone just thought it was a striker. So to get a submission win was just everything to me. I was like, hell yeah.
You're a striker that can choke a motherfucker out too, man. You're well-rounded. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Lou just typed something on the screen I'm going to put up here for you to see. But I agree with him. The best part of the fight was this. The gasp and silence after the submission was great. And it was because when you go into a venue and you're fighting somebody that, the crowd's all there in their corner and you beat them in their home, in their boom, it's a little perk on top of the win because you were, like you said, you were booed and all that stuff. And, you, even though you're not a professional fighter yet, you're a professional, even though you're not getting paid. But you took something that day, you took a little something more home. That's almost like the paycheck that you didn't get for fighting, Yeah. All right. So, I did it in your house, and, I stunned the crowd, which it's one of those things that even, pro fighters at the highest level sometimes never get to achieve. The fact that you achieved it already. And like I said, a lot of fighters never get that. That's just icing on the cake. That's dope because you shut the whole venue down with what you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, take that with you too. Cause that's, like I said, talk to a lot of people you fight, that you train with, or, that you'll come around and you'll find out what I just said is true. There's not too many people that get that moment because there's not too many people that have that opportunity, and it just worked out perfectly, and you got great coaches. And, like you said, you heard your coaches, lift it. And then you just did it, you went in there and you did the damn thing the way you anticipated, the way you saw it before it happened, and the way your coaches planned it out. I couldn't wish anybody to have a better moment like that, you know, pro or amateur. I mean, those are the moments you want. That's how you want every fight to go,
Yes.
you know.
For
So,
sure.
and all your coaches are watching. So coaches, make sure you keep doing that shit so she can keep having those moments, you know. David said the donkey kick.
Yeah, the donkey kick is like, it's a trademark of Dark Wolf at this point. I feel like it's pretty much when you belly out someone and they're just flat on their back and they literally can't move. You took their hips and they're just flattened out. So yeah, donkey kick, you just kick your legs back.
That's a good rush. That's a good feeling right there. So now that you've gotten this, how many fights do you have now total? Because I don't have the information in front of me.
I officially now have 5 amateur MMA fights.
So does that mean you're getting ready to go pro, or are you going to do a little more amateur work? I know Taylor said, you know, she's going to do one more Ami fight, and then she's turning pro. Where do you stand on that? Do you still feel you need to get some more seasoning under the amateur world, or you going to do pro next, or are you going to wait another one fight? What's the plan there, Queen Kong?
Honestly, I haven't really like discussed it with my coaches or anything, but I know that I feel like maybe I would be okay with 1 or 2 fights. I feel like I'm definitely able to be head to head with the pros right now, like where they're at. I mean, I'm going to continue working on my grappling and working on my wrestling, and striking. I mean, everything. But I know that I'm just going to continue training hard and that I'll be able to absolutely be a professional. I would say I would want at least 1 or 2 fights with a wrestler or like a high grappler, like to test myself, to really know.
A high level grappler, not a high grappler. You don't want to fight grapple somebody.
Not like a black belt. I mean,
no. You missed what I said. You said a high grappler. So you want to fight somebody that's stoned, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and you know, XFN it was my first time going down to an XFN show, and I know they've always done good shows. You know, they have a good crowd. They provide a really good atmosphere for fighters. Daniel K, who is the promoter there, just is watching the show as well, and he said he would love to see the champ defend her belt.
For sure, they're really awesome. Like I really.
So you want a wrestler or a high level grappler?
I want an all-rounded person. I want someone.
All right,
that's
Daniel.
MMA.
All right, so Daniel, she's telling you what she wants and who she wants to defend against. So you know, there you go, Daniel. Find the right one and let's book that fight. Let's get the rematch. Let's get the match going, and we'll get a title defense. You know, that'll be good. A title defense. You go out there and you win that. You know, it gives you more confidence as you, you know, transition to pro. And Daniel K says, all hail, and I'll add Queen Kong. That's right. All hail the Queen. It's got to be a lot of fun. You know, I know you got a daughter, right? And what does she think of mommy being a badass?
She's so funny. Like, so when she first saw the poster that XFN posted, she was like, "Mommy, kick her butt." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Go kick her butt." And I'm like, "Okay, Phoenix, for you, I'm going to kick her butt."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does she think it's cool? Like,
yeah.
Does she come to the gym and train a little bit with you? She, you know, had that little interest, or none at all?
She's been a gym baby forever. Like the first time I walked in the doors of Dark Wolf, I was pregnant. Like she's learned how to walk on the mats of Dark Wolf.
Nice.
She's always with me at Dark Wolf and Pete White's. Like she's either playing or on the mats doing something. She's taken Pee-wee classes. She enjoys wrestling.
Nice.
She's very energetic. So she loves to wrestle. She really loves to dance. She loves gymnastics. But yeah, she loves it. I don't want to see my baby getting hit though. So if she wants to be a no-gi champ, she totally can be. But
I'm sure your mama doesn't want to see her baby getting hit either, but you doing it anyway now, right, girl?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, all right then. You can't be a hypocrite now, you know.
Hey, my mom's wild though. She's all for it.
Right, I know your mom's cool with it, but I'm sure at first she probably didn't want to see it, you know. And now she sees that you can do it. So my approach would be as a parent, if I'm you, I don't want my daughter to get punched in the face either. But if she can show me that she can go in there and defend herself and fight, and she loves doing it, I can't tell her no, because look at me, I'm a fucking fighter.
I know. Being a hypocrite, right? I just hop over the
Yeah,
fence. I'm like, you hit
that
my daughter.
that's one of those lessons. I think that sometimes that parents skim over it, because we do things in life as parents, and you know we don't want our kids to do this, but and they may not ever know, but we did that dumb shit, so if we did it, and we lived through it, I feel, and our children want to do those things, they have to learn on their own to make that
Yeah.
mistake.
I would
So
never stop her. I would never ever stop her. But I mean, as far as taking like headshots and stuff as a child, like I'm
oh
really
no,
against
not
that.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
even talking. No, fuck
Yeah.
that. Fucking, you hit my kid in the head as a child, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, like if she's older and she makes that decision, I'm always gonna support like what her passion is, what she loves, for sure.
Yeah, you guys could become the first, mother-daughter fucking champions of, an organization at some point in life. The history of an organization. You could be the champ one day, and then 20 years from now, your daughter might be the champ.
Dude,
That would
be
be
crazy.
That would be a pretty dope piece of history. You'd probably be the first two to do it, unless Amanda Nunes' baby does it first. But she's little. She's little, and your kids are grown, or a little more. Your girl's a little bit bigger, so you got a head start. So let's get her. Let's get
her trained.
We're going after champ for the mom and the daughter. That's our goal. That'd be a lot of fun. Weight cut. How hard is that for you?
This time was smooth. I tried something different, which was because I am amateur, like we're learning, like that's something that's really been preached to me is we're learning, and it's so true. You learn so much each fight. This fight, I was like, okay, I want to walk around lighter so that I wake up on weigh-ins lighter, so that when I'm cutting, it's like 3 pounds. And I did keto for 5 days, and I dropped like 10 pounds. Because I eat a lot of carbs. Like, I abuse carbs. I know that. So, when I
Hi,
did
my
keto,
name is Naomi, and I'm a carbaholic.
Pretty much. I love my carbs. But then when you take out the carbs, I thought I wasn't going to have energy, but I still had energy. So it was crazy. Like, I'm learning more about foods and diets and what my body actually likes. During the actual weight cut, Pete was a great help. Just being there, mentoring us, like learning things.
I saw a picture of you all wrapped up like a mummy, laying on the floor.
Yeah, he had us like in this foil thing, and pretty much when you got out of the sauna, like your body would just continue to sweat once it was in there. And it was so nice cutting weight with Taylor. Like cutting weight with a teammate was so much better. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was like in a super horrible mood or anything. Because I'm like, yeah, we're both doing this. Like,
yeah, I ain't going down this shit alone. My girl over here, she's doing that same shit.
We're suffering together.
Misery loves company, and that's true when fighters cut weight. It's I always find it so fun talking to amateur fighters, sometimes more than the pro fighters, because after you're a pro for a while, I think you lose that fun that you're having right now. So do me a favor, when you become a big pro and you start making big money, don't lose the fun.
I don't want to.
I know, but the problem is it becomes a business.
Right.
And there's so much more that goes involved with it. Like right now, basically, I don't want to say, but until you're getting paid, and I know you devote a lot of time to it, it's like an unpaid hobby, you know what I mean? And until you're getting paid, it's all fun. You don't have to worry about, this, that, the other thing, it's not really business oriented. But once you become a pro, the world changes, especially if there's big money contracts and sponsors, and there's media obligations and this and that and the other thing, and all the red tape and the drama and the blah, 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 that takes the fun away from what you're there for, So just remember, have fun all the way through, no matter what. And, because that's important to me. That's important to me for y'all, for you guys that fight, because you go out there and fight. And when you become pro, it's not like you're going to be rich right away. And you have to be really good and win a bunch of fights and, be in the right place at the right time to hit that financial windfall that every fighter is looking for.
Right.
So, I think it's important to remember to have fun because, sometimes, the lead up to a fight ain't no fun. You're like, fuck, man, I'm just trying to get some training in. And now they're telling me I got to go do this goddamn media thing. And then I got to go over and see this doctor because my one eye exam was messed up and they got to make sure. And then you're like, fuck.
Gotta have a good mindset. Like I said, this whole thing's mental. If you are not mentally there, then you will look at it like that. You will be like, oh, I have to do media. Like if you're not mentally strong, this is not the sport for you. If you can't meet your obligations and do the business side of this sport is not for you. Like as amateurs, we're already doing business. We're already dealing with sponsors. We're trying to market ourselves so that we can become professionals in a bigger organization. So I feel like you're already at it. Like you're already doing it. You're forced to do business in this. Like you can't be a fighter and like not have social media. People are gonna be like, who? So
there's a few out there that actually try to avoid the social media at all costs because they feel it's just a detriment to what they're trying to get done. So I feel if you want to be a success and you want financially on the business side, you have to brand yourself. You have to do something unique. Whether you take to the level of a Conor McGregor, or you're the complete opposite. Silent, but your fighting skill is on such a level that you don't have to
be
vocal and crazy and an asshole. But there's plenty of fighters out there. It's finding what works for Queen Kong, and what's going to get Queen Kong recognized the most. Especially being a female, because if you can fight, that's awesome. If you're pretty, that's an asset. So you're pretty, so you can fight and you're pretty. But of course, you want to be recognized for your fighting.
Absolutely.
But you see the other girls out there. A lot of them use their pretty to help promote them.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna be that one. Like, I'm never gonna post pictures of me like in my thong, just like trying to do that. Like, I'm gonna hold respect to my name, and I'm gonna be known for fighting. I don't ever want to be an Instagram model fighter. Like, I want girls to they're gonna be fearful when they go in the cage with me. Like, I'm not just gonna be a pretty face. And they already know that. Most of them already do know that.
Well, and again, as you get to the pros, I don't think there's anything wrong with using your pretty, as long as you're not doing it in a distasteful way.
Exactly.
So if because if Sports Illustrated or ESPN the magazine comes over and says I want to do a photo shoot of Naomi Young, as long as the pictures are nice, like they did the body issue a few years ago, and like Ronda Rousey I think was in it, and Misha Tate was in it, and basically without showing their boobs or their lower parts, they were naked in these pictures. Just emphasize, and there was males too. It wasn't just the ladies. There was men in it too. They were showing off the body of athletes from different sports and how in shape and in tune they were. So to me, if that opportunity comes up to you, jump on it because you're going to make a lot of money, and people are going to go, man, that girl's body looks good, without showing your boobies and without showing your hoo-hoo. So
being tasteful,
tasteful. So so if somebody wants to put your face on a cereal box because you're good looking, you do it. Even though I get what you're saying, you want them to know you for your fighting, but if your fighting is good enough that they want you to do these things, again, as long as it's tasteful, do it. If Playboy magazine came up to you and said, Naomi, we want you to be in Playboy and we're going to give you $10 million to show us a boob,
I'd be like, you guys can, fuck off.
Well, it's $10 million, you can just do like a little nip slip.
I still wouldn't.
That's good. No, I'm not trying to make it. I'm going to the extreme ridiculous example. And that's good that you wouldn't, and there's other girls out there that capitalize and do other stuff, again, because they're pretty and they got nice bodies. But I believe that,
use your pretty, be tasteful. Like taking photos, that's fun, that's everything. But
Yeah.
I don't think that we want the women's sport to grow. So with all of these women who these little girls are looking up to doing only fan pages and being naked all the time, why are you making them think that's what they have to do? That's what they're looking up at. And as a mother having my daughter, like, I don't want her to think that's what she has to do to get
No.
attention.
Yeah. And you know, that's why I don't like listening to some of these female music artists like Cardi B and stuff, because I think they promote a wrong message, especially when you know the history of
Yeah.
what these girls have done, you know, and then they brag about some of this shit they did that was wrong to people. So I like me, I wouldn't let my children even listen to that because I think that promotes the wrong message.
Right.
You know, and if it was my little girl, if she ever decides to show a boob, I'd kill her.
Yep.
You know, I mean, no, I don't even want you to show those things to your hubby when you're married, girl.
Oh,
No. You know, I want my daughter to have immaculate conception. I don't want anybody to touch her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me, but I'm
I
a daddy,
understand.
you know. So,
I understand.
but you too, you're probably going, yeah. You can have babies as long as nobody has to touch you. You know, I mean, that's the hypocrite coming out again. You know,
Right? Yeah.
So, I know you're getting ready to walk into the gym because, and David, are you going to Pete White right now, or are you going over to Dark Wolf?
I'm at Dark Wolf. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm at Dark Wolf, and I'm usually weekends. I'm usually at Pete White's. Like I think Fridays, Saturdays, and Wednesdays. Wednesdays I always go to Pete White.
Oh, awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, champ. You know,
no problem. It was awesome talking to you.
I'm a lot of fun. I'm a goofy dude. I like to be real with people and just you know, have fun. I don't want you to, when you get done with an interview with me, I don't want you to feel like you got interviewed by, like, you know, the mainstream ESPN media. I want you to be yourself, because
Right.
that right there is the biggest branding thing you could do, is be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're an asshole or the nicest person on the planet, be yourself, because the fans are going to respect you being real. You know, like Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a wild card. But you know what? Even though some people don't like him, Mike Perry is polarizing, and there's a lot of people that love him because he keeps it real. Even if some of his realness, you know, sometimes gets him in trouble,
Right.
he's never changed who he was. This is Mike Perry. This is what you get.
Yeah.
So don't change who you are. You know, just be yourself. You know. Now, this is your first time on my show, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there is something I always do with first timers on the show, and it's become a tradition. And this is episode 300, mind you.
Ooh.
So we've been doing this for a while, and you know, a couple of people told me, "Go, oh, you should try to find the biggest names you can for episode 300." I said, "That's not what I do. I just find the people I want to talk to, and if they fall in. So you opened up episode 300 for us. You're a woman that backs down from no challenges, correct?
Absolutely.
All right, so the challenge is coming to you right now. Everybody has done it on my show, including Tay-Tay, but Tay-Tay been on my show before. That wasn't her first time. First time
Lord.
you're on the show. Are you ready?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well, you can't back out, because if you back out, man, you ain't Queen Kong, you Queen Cop Out. So,
negative.
all right, so now we're going to make sure. It's a simple little thing I like to do that the fans that watch my show love. I started doing it a long time ago, and people like it because it gives them a little different view of you. So you ready? First time on the show, we ask our guests to sing something for us.
Sing something.
Sing something. And listen, before you do it, it doesn't have to be a whole song. I'm not expecting a rock concert or anything, but I like to get 15 to 30 seconds of a song. What I would like you to do, you said, well, no, I don't want you to do your walkout song. Although that would make your daughter giggle. So if you know the words to your walkout song, that would be a good one if you can't think of anything else on the spot.
It's more like instruments. What song did Taylor sing? That's interesting. She start rapping.
I don't remember it, because her first time on my show was a while back. You know, I mean, you know, I've known Taylor a long time. So
what makes you want people to sing?
Because when I ask them to sing, it gives the people, like, there's some people who get like nervous, you know, like you can go in there and be a badass fighter, but then, you know, somebody wants you to sing something and you become a scared little boy or girl.
Probably because we're not singers.
Right. People, that's right. So it sometimes it creates a little bit of an uncomfort zone, and the fans
on a song.
The fans identify with that. They like seeing you, you know, sometimes in a different situation that you normally wouldn't be in. I mean, you're not going to be in the octagon and Bruce Buffer going to go, "Hey, now that you've won, sing a song," So, we just like to do it.
All right, so you got what I need. Would you say he's just a friend? Would you say he's just a friend?
Oh, baby, you!
There you go.
That was awesome. Who expected the Biz Marquee to come out? That was fucking dope, man. I like that, dude. That was fresh. That was awesome, man. That was good shit. Yeah, my boy Forrest goes, rest in peace, Biz, because, you ain't around anymore.
Yeah.
But, and we've had some really awesome, we've had some people come on that sang and did great. We've had some people that come on and sang and, exactly like you said, we ain't singers. I think you sang well. I think you had some tone. I think you carried the tune well. I think if I gave you a little heads up, you could probably sing something. You probably can sing a little bit. I think. Yeah, I think you might have held back on us a little bit. I don't think you can sing. I'm going to say like Randy Jackson on back in the day on American Idol. I think you can sing. So and that's cool. It's another talent there. Maybe your singing can get highlighted. Maybe you can write your own walkout song and make it famous. And rap your own way out.
Who did that? What's his name? The champ welterweight. What was it? Oh, isn't that sad? I forget his name. Who? The one who fought Stephen Thompson. It was horrible.
Oh, Tyrone Woodley.
Yes, he made a rap song that was horrible.
Oh yeah, he. Hey, listen, I will never shit on the guy for trying. But I mean, Shaq did some rap music, and that shit was horrible too. But you know what? At least he took a shot. It's something that he dreamed of doing, and he did it. So,
and I'm sure he made money off of it. So,
oh yeah, that's the same as fighting. I mean, it's your dream. Nobody should shit on your dream, even if they think it's ridiculous.
Right.
If my dream is to clean up elephant poop as it falls out of an elephant's ass while they're at the circus, that's my dream. Let me do it. I mean, it doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. Right. And those that hate on your dream. Or make fun of you for your dream are people you don't need in your life anyway. Absolutely. So I don't hate on his dream. However, his execution was not my favorite. We'll just put it that way. I mean, he's not good at it, but that's okay. Everybody can't be good at everything, So, you find what you're good at and you run with it. Daniel K is applauding your singing performance right there. So, she tipped the hat to you, DK. You see that? She tipped the hat, bro. She did that shit. Listen, you did that shit on Sunday night, man. And, for those that never saw you fight live, which I'm included, great performance. You stayed composed. You went out there and did what you're supposed to do. We will definitely, start charting your career now and keeping an eye on you. I covered so much of the on the big side, on the pro side, that I don't always get time to see. So my goal for the rest of this year and continuing on is to make sure I get in touch with some more of the amateurs. And I deal with a lot of amateurs at Island Fights, but I got all those guys in my head, and there's so many amateur shows, it's hard to keep up. So, but and when I say this, it's not like I'm saying my thing is a big, the biggest thing in the world, but you are officially on our list of fighters to follow and fighters to watch and fighters to keep an eye on, because you showed us something the other night, and I'm going to make sure that, we do our best, let people know who you are, because you deserve that. So you go enjoy your training. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for singing. And before you go, I would like you to give out your social media information for people to follow you. And if you're a gamer, you play video games, give out your gamer tag, because the fans like to play games with the fighters. It's really become a big part of this culture. It's crazy. I'm not a gamer, so I don't know. But if you do all that, throw it out there and let's start growing the Queen Kong train to epic proportions.
All right. Well, my Instagram is Naomie. I spell my name differently. Naomie with an E. Naomie. Just remember,
like she got it on the screen, kids. You see it right there.
Yes. Everyone spells my name wrong. You won't believe how many different. Okay, so it's Naomie_QK for Queen Kong, obviously. Kong. Yes. I pretty much, my Facebook, I really only have for people that I actually know. My Instagram is for anyone to pretty much see. That's like my public. I don't do Twitter. So right now, you can follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be making a YouTube channel, which I'll post that on my Instagram once we get that all together. But gaming, I actually stopped gaming. I gamed a lot. Like, I love first-person shooters, and being a mom, like, I really wanted to focus on my responsibilities more because, I mean, me and my fiance were, like, we had our setups right next to each other, our microphones, like, in different lobbies. So once I figure out how to balance gaming, maybe I'll start doing
Listen
that.
to me.
But
There's a lot of fight fans out there that are gamers, and
yeah.
just look at Mighty Mouse Johnson. His Twitch channel is one of the most popular channels on Twitch, and he grows his fan base from the gaming community exponentially. And like I said, I see a lot of fighters giving out. That's why I'm telling every fighter on an interview, if you got a gamer tag, give it out if you want people to jump in with you.
Yeah.
Because the fight fan community, man, there's so many gamers out there, and it's
So
just
many. It's like we're all a bunch of gamers and nerds. It's great.
right, and it gives again. I said it to Billy Q on the first episode of the day. MMA fighters overall are the most accessible athletes to the fans out there. Through social media, but through gaming more importantly. So this is a way for your fans to interact with you, where you don't have to hang out with them at the comic book store. Because I get you don't want to hang around with your fans all the time, because sometimes it's overwhelming. Hey, take a picture. Hey, do this. But this allows the athlete to hang out with their fans in a different, venue, where everybody's having a good time and they're doing something together. You and a fan of yours could, go out there and be first person shooters and take out this whole other fucking, country, in your game.
Yeah,
and they're gonna remember that. They're gonna go,
Right.
you know what? Queen Kong played a video game with me, man, and we took out, the country of fucking whatever today, or we beat this other team for, and those things right there are memories that fans have, and they stay invested in you for things like that. So,
Right.
just a little advice. So, maybe get on your gamer tip again, and bring the fans in with you, girl, and because there's also gaming fans that will jump in with you. That don't know you're a fighter, and then they realize you're a fighter, and they go, "Holy shit! I played a game with that fucking UFC fighter. What the fuck? God damn! I gotta watch the UFC, see what this shit all about." And then you help grow the sport by one set of eyes. And if every fighter does that all the time, we're just going to continue to fucking elevate them to take over the world as the best sport out there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. So listen, you have a wonderful day. I know you're
Thank
going to
you.
train and get beat up a little bit. That's part of the fun times. I hope we get the announcement that you are going to defend the belt at XFN. That would be dope. Maybe you and Taylor, well, I know Taylor's coming to Island Fight, she said, I think on September 24th to fight for us. So maybe we should come do that, and then maybe we should do one more Annie fight, defend her belt before she turns pro. But if she doesn't, she doesn't. We do know that, you want to defend the belt. They want you to defend the belt. I want you to defend the belt because I want to come down and see you fight again. But anyway, go enjoy your training. God bless you on everything you're doing. I'm so happy for your success. I like seeing good people achieve the things they want in life. Hell, I like seeing shitty people achieve the things they want in life. I like people seeing achieve. I can't hate on anybody. Even if I don't like you, I don't want to see you fail.
Right.
I want you to get what you're looking for. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean, I wish bad upon you.
Yeah.
Unless you're really a dick, then, whatever. But anyway, yeah, like I said, man, I hope you enjoyed the interview. It's a lot of fun to talk with you. And next time we get you on, we get your daughter on, and we'll put on your walkout song, and we'll see her do the dance monkey. You guys can do the walkout together.
Oh, she would dance for you guys. She is an entertainer.
That's it. So we'll get her on with you one day. We'll get her on with you one day. You can play the dance monkey song. She'll dance, and you can just cheer her on. I love it. Tell everybody at the gym I said hello. And like I said, God bless you. Good luck to you in the future. We'll be keeping up with you. Like I said, guys, this is Naomi with an E.
Yes.
Queen Kong. She's one to watch, man. She is on the Kate Star Christopher James watch list, guys. So if I'm telling you to watch her, it's because she's worth watching. That's it. So, Naomi, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again real soon. And enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye. All right, boys and girls, that was Naomi Young, man. She's awesome, man. What a nice lady, and she's turning pro. She's going to college. She's working. She's doing everything, man. And she's got a balance on it. So that's awesome. I don't know what happened with Elvin. Let me see. Elvin is supposed to be jumping in with us. Where is he? I'm messaging him right now because he was supposed to come on at 7. That's why we kept talking to Naomi, because he didn't pop up. And I could talk to Naomi for hours. But this is episode 300 of KHR Christopher James. Happy to be here with you guys today, man. Blessed to be able to do this, whenever I do it. We are live from my studio in Tampa. This is what we got going on here. Masvidal got Game Bird Fighting Championship coming up September 11th in Biloxi. We've got Island Fights coming up September 24th in Pensacola. It's going to be awesome. We got Supreme Patty coming back to do a boxing match. BKFC 20 is coming up on August 20th, which is next week. There's a lot of stuff going on in the combat world, except there's no UFC this weekend. Well, once in a while we got to get a UFC break. But it doesn't mean that we will be at a loss for any kind of MMA content, as PFL is going to be taking over the airwaves of ESPN. We've got what else do we got? We got Bellator coming up. John Salter is fighting for a title. So there's a lot of good stuff coming on. The Notorious Nick movie came out. It was a good movie. I wrote about it on my Facebook page. If you want to see what I had to say, you can read that. But if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, man. Okay, he just said give him 5 minutes, so I guess we're going to run here for another 5 minutes before he gets on. And but it was a good movie. The story of Nick Newell is so inspirational. I mean, here's a kid who was born as a congenital amputee, and he became a world champion in mixed martial arts, combat sports, fighting with one hand. People refer to him as a one-armed fighter. He's got two arms. I hate when they say the one-armed fighter. He's got two arms, and he'll hit you with both of them. He is a congenital amputee, so, he didn't get a fully developed arm below the elbow. He's got a little, nub of a hand. And he'll punch you with that shit, dude. He'll also use that elbow to punch you and strike you, and it does not fucking tickle. It's strong, and he's vicious with it. But man, I tell you, the movie, it portrayed so much of exactly how the story went. A lot of the stuff that I saw in the movie, there was a lot of moments around the XFC. I was there. I was the announcer for the XFC when Nick won his title. The guy they played the announcer in the movie that announced him winning his title, nowhere near as sexy as me, and his voice wasn't as cool. But other than that, the movie was money. And I'm just goofing, of course, I don't care. But they told the story, and it's a true story, So, like I said, I'm happy for Nick. I'm happy that his story is being, been captured on film forever. And I know that movie, some people are going to watch it. It's going to inspire them to do great things. People that thought they couldn't do something are going to see that movie and realize that they can, and that's the important part. Yeah, Musasi's tomorrow. That's correct, Forrest. So we got all that Bellator stuff. And like I said, we got PFL tomorrow. We got Bellator. We've got, what else is this weekend? I don't even remember. There's so much going on. I could pull up a schedule, but I'm not going to right now. So, while we got a couple extra minutes, I do want to say, yeah, definitely check out the flick, Forrest. It's really good. So I can't remember his name now. The judge that scored 30-27 against Bobby Green, he came out and made a statement, tried to justify why he scored it wrong. And yesterday, Big John McCarthy came out and schooled him on social media in an interview with MMA Fighting. And Big John was right. This guy should not, not be judging fights, until he can understand how to properly use the criteria that's laid out in front of him that he's supposed to use to judge a fight. Like I said, I stand by my pick that I gave Bobby Green the fight 29-28. He definitely won round 3 on my card, and he did enough in round 2 to squeak it out. Round 1, and just so you know, he outstruck Fiziev in every single round of the fight. While Fiziev landed a few more of the bigger punches, if you go look at the striking and you go look at the numbers, The significant strikes in every category except for kicks to the leg, all were in favor of Bobby Green in all 3 rounds. It wasn't the cumulative total, it was round by round total. So, it wasn't as big of a victory for, Fiziev as a lot of people said. And, on my card, I don't care what, any other judge said, or, and my score doesn't matter. I'm not the judge. But I'm just going to say, I felt he won. I felt Bobby Green won that fight. Going back and looking at the numbers, makes me feel better that that's how I scored the fight, because I based it on what I saw with my own eyes, and I saw him outstrike this kid the whole time. The numbers back it up. So, but this referee or this judge came out and really tried to explain himself, and I think he should have just kept his mouth shut. Some people are praising him for his, coming out and being open about it. All you did was make yourself look dumber, dude. I mean, really, you just did. The other thing that's going on that I found very interesting too, Conor McGregor now wants to feud with everybody, and now he's feuding with Daniel Cormier. And while Daniel Cormier is not a professional fighter anymore, he would beat the fucking ever-living shit out of Conor McGregor. And, Daniel tries to be professional and do his job and, all that stuff. But, he made some comments about Conor crossing a line, and Conor did cross a line about some of the stuff he said about Dustin Poirier's wife, about Khabib's late father. I mean, look, dude, you get these big paydays, and you can still get these big paydays for your fights without talking, crossing a line and involving people's families that you shouldn't involve. But they got into a fucking beef. So, these are the, of course, deleted tweets. Daniel Cormier said something about the stuff that McGregor had been doing, and called, took him to task for it. And then Conor, of course, doesn't like being called out on things he does, especially when he's wrong. So Conor McGregor tweeted out, Daniel Cormier is a fat mess, getting into worse condition by the day. God bless him. Showing up drunk at media events the very day before he was in the booth calling my fight. Drunk at a media event working the day before being a commentator on the biggest fight in history. So, of course, Conor's saying that because he's involved. So, everybody should do everything perfect. Unlike, when he showed up, drinking proper whiskey at a fucking press conference, right? All fucking, when he got his all proper whiskey thing going, he was all fucked up all the time. He goes, your back situation is also just mental. Your weight and way of life is abysmal. And now drunk at work the day before you commentate a McGregor event. Pitiful. Congrats, John, on his head. Congrats to John Jones on his head kick KO anniversary over you. Good always defeats evil, question mark. Wasn't sure you were evil. Called him a fake. He said, being drunk is a sackable offense for a commentator to be drunk at press work during the day before commentating the big fight. Dreadful. Get it together, belching in the mic at a press event and then all, what the fuck. The day before commentating the big fight. Is this guy serious? Disgraceful. So Daniel Cormier, there was a couple of responses, but this is the one that, I like the most. Daniel Cormier said, I'm not going to say anything else to embarrass myself on Twitter. Conor, but next time I see you, we'll keep this energy. Talk to you soon. And we all saw Daniel Cormier get right up in the face of, I don't remember if it was Jake Paul or Logan Paul. One of them pissed him off. And he walked right up to him at an event and called him out. Walked away from the commentator table and called him out. Got up in his face. So while Daniel Cormier is not a professional fighter anymore, he's still a badass and still capable of being a professional fighter. And, he's walking around as a heavyweight, and Conor McGregor, I don't care what you think, Conor. Daniel Cormier will fucking smoke you, dude. So you should really probably concentrate on guys in your own division, and that way you don't have to worry about getting crushed by one of the greatest heavyweights we've ever seen. But that champ will end you champ. So, just move on with it and, focus on getting recovered there on your leg and maybe some mental health. But other than that, my other guest is here. He's a little bit late, but that's okay. You know why? Because we love him. And he was out training, and he's got a fight coming up. And, you got to take care of shit. But he said he was going to make it work. And my first guest we hung out with her a little longer than we had a little, bullshitting right now. So we're going to bring him in right now. He is El Bandito, the man himself, the man who's truly, I think, figured out the best formula in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship on how to get through it and survive with the least amount of damage and the most amount of damage inflicted on his opponent. This man right here, trained out in the jungle in Puerto Rico, Elvin Bandito Brito. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Oh, we out here living in Florida, rainstorming and shit.
Sorry, I'm late, man. I'm early in Puerto Rican time, though. I'm like 10 minutes early.
Yeah, Puerto Rican time is a whole different thing. There's Eastern time zone, Western time zone, Central Mountain, Pacific, Asian Pacific time, and then there's Puerto Rican time.
Yeah, that's like 15 minutes ahead.
Yeah, they got the It's all good, baby. Man. So, how are you today, Mr. Brito?
Chilling, man. Just got done freaking pumping out 10 rounds of sparring. Just last day sparring, so did that. Get my work in. Just waiting, waiting that I can get this working. I've been training a lot, so now it's just playing the waiting game. Waiting for waiting for the time to just put all the work out there, put it to test. I've been working on a lot of new stuff, and I've been getting better. I feel like we've been getting better and stronger, and I've been doing a lot of different stuff, just taking it to the next level. And I just can't wait to show off all the work that we've been doing.
You've been there for a while now, BKFC. And I'm going to try to blaze through some of this because I know you just got back from the gym. So
It's all good. It's all good.
But I know your goal is to be a champion at BKFC.
Yeah.
Have they given you any indication as to what you have to do to get into a title fight?
Win this fight. I'm going to win this fight. I'll be 4-2. I'll be 4-0 165. And they said I win this fight. My next fight is going to be a title fight. So we got to figure out who's going to be on the other side. But I'm ready to fight for that belt. I'm training like this is a title fight. We're building ourselves up for as champions. So I'm just every fight's gonna be a championship level from now on until I get that belt.
So and you said you're 4-0 at 165.
No, I'm 3-0. I'll be 4-0 after a fight.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I was like, wait a minute.
I'll be 3-0. I'm 3-2. I'll be 3-0. I'm 3-0 165. I'll be 4-0 after this fight
at 165.
And
that's your home.
I'm the only one who has a 3-0. I got the most wins at 165 without any losses, and I've been pretty dominant in that weight.
Yeah.
That's my home, and I find somebody to push me out. I'm gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, I said like in the beginning when I brought John, I really think you figured out how to be successful formula at BKFC. Your footwork is really a very integral part of that because you are in and out on these guys. Everybody you're fighting, I've noticed, especially the last two, you are in and out. You're doing your damage and not sustaining as much. And even when you're landing your punches, you're not taking damage to your hands like other guys do. And most of the guys, you get little bumps and bruises. Your hand's going to get a little sore. I don't think you can avoid getting a sore hand.
Yeah.
But, I don't see you breaking your knuckles, breaking your hand overall. You have really, and you're still hitting with power.
I'm hitting hard, man. You can ask the guys I fight.
Dude. I can hear the crack, dude. I'm sitting right there. I'm like, kapow! It's like
I'm trying to hit him. I'm trying to knock someone. I get nothing but like beasts, Like I'm trying to knock these dudes out, man. But it's tough, man.
You were hoping that without the gloves on, they would fall easier. But you're taking on some tough sons of guns out there.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, but you are cracking hard because I can hear the bones cracking. Your hand hitting the head or hitting the body. I love how you've been really. Everybody seems to always try to attack the head. And you're not just attacking the head. You are ripping the body. And when I say the body, you're not just like trying to get them in the belly. I see you punching these guys. Up under here, over here. You are really breaking down your opponent's bodies in a way that there's not a lot of other guys out there doing. And no, Andrew Toppin said I should ask you to do a round of slap boxing with me when I see you. Andrew, that's a negative. The only way I'll ask him to do that is if you're the one he's slap boxing. Other than that, you can't see me. I don't want to be seeing that shit, dude. I know what he brings. I ain't stupid.
Yeah, we do a lot of slap boxing over here. Between our shadow boxing rounds, it's fun stuff.
Oh, I
and
see.
you get
So
used to.
do it.
Yes, you get used to. If you mess up, you get hit with flesh. You're not getting hit with gloves. So it's
I don't
good.
like
It's
that
good.
shit.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like nobody likes getting smacked in the face. Nobody and that's a couple steps down from getting punched in the face. So I was like, get used to having just flesh come at you and move and little stuff like that. There's not a lot of stuff that can get you ready for a bare knuckle fight, except doing bare knuckle fights. And hopefully you got a good idea of what you're getting yourself into. If not, you're gonna have a fucking rough night.
I mean, I think everybody always wants to get in rounds of sparring, but you can't really spar bare knuckle leading up to your bare knuckle fight. It's not conducive.
No.
But you do have to learn how to condition your hands for the combat
Yes.
you are going to go on fight night. So for you, and I know you got guys that come down and train with you. I'm sure they know what you're doing. And if you don't want to tell everybody publicly how you're doing it, then don't. But I'm always curious, like, how do you condition your hands to take a beating? Like to make your hands stronger. I mean, if you want your arms to get bigger, you lift weights. If you want your legs to get bigger, you lift weights and you run. If you want your wiener to get bigger, you take a pill. I mean, so
you gotta do something.
There's always something for something. But
there's different schools of thoughts when it comes to conditioning. Yeah, there's different schools of thoughts when it comes to the conditioning. You see a lot of guys like punching walls and doing all this like body hardening stuff. I like to be practical. I know that you can calcify bones, but then they become more, they become brittle, after a while. So to me, the main key for me is to toughen the skin, deaden the nerves, and the main thing is condition your hands to land the right way every time, and the only way you could do that is to practice bare knuckle. I did notice my first training camp, I was hitting that bag and I was like, oh, I'm made for this. And I mean, I hit that bag so hard the first day of my training camp that I wasn't able to hit the bag bare knuckle for the rest of my training camp. And I learned the hard way that you need to condition your hands. But now I could do the same thing I did in that one round for 12 rounds in the bag, and my hands are fine the next day. And it has a lot to do with just toughening your skin, conditioning your hand, and the point of contact and that wrist control, because your wrist has to be stiff. Doesn't matter what kind of punch it is, but it's really all about just the little details, man. From having those two knuckles hit every time with every punch from every angle. You always tell the guys, you practice perfection for a mediocre execution. If you do a mediocre practice, then you're gonna have a horrible execution. And if you do a horrible practice, then you're gonna look like shit when you go out there. So you always try to practice perfection with the hands. I always take 1 or 2 rounds bare knuckle. I wrap my wrist like we're doing bare knuckle fight, and I got this big round bag with sand in it, and I take 1 or 2 rounds, not hitting it hard or anything, but just pat, tapping it coming from different angles, tapping that bag, hitting it, make sure that hand, I'm pressing those knuckles in there and hitting it right, pam, 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 pam. Then I move on to the bag, and I hit the bag, pam, 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 and make sure same thing, hits the bag like a softer bag, that I could hit harder without hurting my hands, and just practice putting those 2 knuckles there every time from every angle. You're gonna notice that you can't punch the same in the bare. Like that's the first thing you notice when you take the gloves off. You have to practice without gloves. First thing you notice with gloves off is that you can't punch the way you do in a boxing. If you punch like that, you're gonna rip your freaking wrist. If you go like that, you're gonna hurt your hand. So it's just that experience, the conditioning. A lot of the conditioning is physical, but it's mental too. You gotta almost like reprogram your brain to throw a little bit different. And if you see a lot of the guys that do a lot 5, 6, 7, 8 fights, they don't punch like boxers because you hurt your hands. Boxers could pump out punches, but in bare knuckle you have to, every punch is like your punch, like you're stabbing with a weapon. Like every punch is it's like sword and shield. And if you hit that shield enough, that shit's gonna dull up. It don't matter how sharp it is, So you gotta punch for the kill every time. I always tell the guys, punch. I mean, you going for the kill every time with every punch. Like every punch is serious. Every punch is significant. No pity patting. No ta 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 ta. No flurry. Every flurry if you're gonna do a flurry, it has to be pow 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 pow. So because believe it or not, those like grazing punches, they fuck your hands up. The grazing hand, they mess your hands up. So you want those tactile, solid, just pressing punches that you're gonna get a good bounce back on, and your wrist lines up with your knuckles and your radius, and all that shock is going all the way down. So it's not getting isolated in one specific part of your hand. It's like little details, little details like that,
Yeah, the little details are
yeah,
the big. The little details are the big details.
Yeah, same thing with the
Especially
defense. Defense is the little details. Having your hands up. Having your hands up doesn't really. In boxing, you can have your hands up and it's perfect. But having your hands up doesn't really do anything in bare knuckle. Like, you have to defend every single punch, pump, 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 pump. And then and I'm not like the best, but even like me, like I'll have my hands down and I'm standing right in front of you, and you're like, damn it, you can't hit me, because I know that it's not about having your hands up. It's about defending every individual strike, because you have to be in the moment. I always tell guys, like, in boxing and MMA, you can go on autopilot. You can get boom blasted and just zone out and just go into your drilling and just kind of, go on autopilot and push it out. But you really can't do that in bare knuckle. You have to be in the moment, because you can't just take punches to wake up or trade shots. It's so high risk, so cutthroat, that like it has to be significant. The conditioning is mental for me. The main thing is just, when I fight MMA, I have my MMA mentality. When I get in a boxing match, I'm boxing match mentality. When I put my gi on, I do judo. I have a judo mentality. I do jiu-jitsu. I have a jiu-jitsu mentality. When I do bare knuckle, it's a 2-minute round. We start we toe the line, and I have a bare knuckle mentality. Like, we're fighting. I fight like I don't have gloves on. I'm not gonna go out there and spar every day, box every day, like without even thinking about not having gloves on, because it's not going to translate.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to translate. It's funny that when I'm doing this and doing that, you really are, but you're not really competing professionally anywhere else right now except for BKFC.
No, that's all I do.
This is kind of, you found a home here now, and you focused on it, and that's why you're succeeding at it.
Yeah. Now you see in a lot of my career, I went from do or die fights, to title contendership, So which is working, grinding through it, and one day at a time, one fight at a time. There's the guy that I got in front of me now. I get this guy, but this is all we do is bare knuckle. It's all we focus on. It's not like boxing or wrestling, where boxing is not really a martial art. It's like wrestling, where it's just a jock sport. It's who's the strongest, athletic ability, or where bare knuckle boxing, it's a martial art, man. It's like bare knuckle fighting is it's not boxing. First of all, you're right. Bare knuckle fighting is so, there's so much minutia, little stuff that you can't even see, that it is like a martial art. And I love that aspect about it, and it's super dangerous. There's a lot of pressure in every fight, and I do good under pressure, so it's perfect.
You do. I think in your BKFC career, I mean, the only bad one was when you fought Jim.
Yeah, and I got caught early. We didn't
got caught early, and your night ended early.
Yeah, he didn't beat me up or anything. It's just like he just caught me early, and you get caught in the spot, and you see a lot of the guys that you get caught in the spot. It don't matter who you are. You get hit in the infra-orbital, man. You get hit right there, man. You get hit in the infra in the spot, boy. I mean, you will be fully conscious. He just ain't going nowhere.
I mean, he came in hard, came in fast.
And I think it was like the first solid punch he landed. I was moving around, and boom, got me. It wasn't really like a really hard shot or anything. He's got me on the spot. Jim did a good job. He did what he got to do. It was a good job. I think it was a great boost for him. He went on a big run after him. After that, the guy
that fought the UFC that nobody thought about his striking comes into bare knuckle, and he just unleashed. It was so crazy. I remember I was like, "Who knew you could punch?" He goes, "You can always punch." I was like, "Why didn't you do that more when you were?" I'm not the easiest dude to knock out, and I fought Jim before, and I'm like, Jim can't box better than me. He's not gonna outbox me, and he's just kind of, it's different. It's different than you gotta respect this game. This game that you got. I always tell you about. If you don't respect this sport, man, you're gonna have a rough fucking night, bro. It's gonna be rough. I always say anybody wants to get into this, until you bare knuckled, you ain't bare knuckle. So
everybody thinks they're like, I'm gonna be the next. Everybody's the next big thing.
I tell people, before you make all these big plans for your long, prosperous career in bare knuckle, do one first. then talk to me after.
See, you might not even know.
it,
You might not even be about that life, bro. As soon as you
right?
get hit.
Listen, you've been at events, and listen, we've seen guys compete in the bare knuckle ring for BKFC that were badasses in MMA. Did crazy shit. Landed big punches. Did all this stuff, and they got here and they got taken out quick,
game.
and they're not coming back.
Nah, man, it's hard to come back. I mean, I almost can't believe this is my 6th bare knuckle fight. And I'm just been running through them, and I'm like, damn, wait a minute, this is number 6. We're moving up, but a lot of guys don't really make it past 1 or 2. It's such a rough sport, man. It's hard to want to come back.
I'm not even talking getting to 2. I'm talking about getting after that first one.
There
are some guys that we've seen walk in there, that have a reputation about being a badass, and then they get humbled in bare knuckle, and they're not coming back.
Nah, man.
Because they go, you know what, this shit ain't for me. Bare knuckle is not more people will probably experience getting into a bare knuckle fight because you get into fights when you're kids and you're growing up. So more people probably experience what you're doing now than will ever experience getting into an MMA fight or an actual legitimate boxing match with gloves and rules. Yet they still don't know.
Yeah, the main exception is that they're not fighting trained professionals who's got them on the wall, their picture on the wall. They've been waiting for them, training for them for 6, 8, 10 weeks. And it's just different when you're fighting trained fighters compared to some guys in the backyard or beefing in the school. It's a whole different ballgame when you get up in that circle. And you got that whole crowd in front of you, and the lights are shining on you. It's a different animal, man. And once the blood starts pouring, you're gonna bleed. You better be real. You better be comfortable with bleeding.
Blood.
You will be blood. Like that's what Reggie always say. There's always blood. There will be blood. If you're not comfortable bleeding in the wrong sport, if you're not comfortable getting your eye poked and being able to keep going, then you're in the wrong place. You're gonna be hurt. You might get some bones broken. You got to be comfortable in this in the trenches. Yeah,
I think the hard one you just mentioned. Getting your eye nailed. If your eye gets fucked up really hard in a fight, I think for me, again, I'm not a professional fighter, so I only speak for me. But I've been in fights when I was a kid. I think the hardest thing to keep myself in a fight was if my eye got fucked up. I can't see out of one, and I'm trying to get this, and there's so much going on in that moment. This is when you find out who you are. You get in touch. You get to find out how deep your relationship with yourself really is.
Yep.
To be able to get through that, because that's hard. And the fact that Michael Bisping fought and won a title in the UFC with one eye.
Oh man, I never knew that.
He fooled all the doctors.
I never knew that. I got a whole different level of respect for Bisping after that. That's a real champion.
But that's some nut shit. Can you imagine if somebody fucking was ripping at his face and the eye popped? I mean, there's so many things that could have happened right there.
Yeah, no.
That's
that was definitely an achievement.
How do you pass eye exams?
He cheated, pretty much.
But how did the doctors not even know? You know what I'm saying? So he had this surgery done over in England with nobody knowing at all.
Yeah.
None of his friends, nobody, by his coaches, nobody.
It takes
numerous fights and won a belt with a fucking.
It takes an exceptional individual to do something like that, though, man. That's definitely you definitely got my respect for that.
Oh, that's legendary status right there.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. So hopefully, I don't meet anybody else that achieves that same legendary status, because that just sucks that you had to lose an eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd rather do it differently, I'd rather
let's get your legend a different way.
Set a precedent, or change the game or some shit.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. Do a reverse mohawk.
Most knockout,
I don't know what to do.
Knockouts,
something.
Most winning streak or something.
Let's keep your eyeballs. Let's keep
the eyeballs. Let's keep all the bones intact. I already have my arm broken twice.
If you lost like a finger on each hand, and you were still the bare knuckle champion, and we don't want you to lose a finger either, but
that'd be kind of cool.
Kind of cool. All right, here comes the machete. Welcome to Jungle Camp. This will make you a better fighter, son.
All right.
That's insane, dude. So when do you make the trip over here? When do you fly?
I'll be there Wednesday. About 4:00. I always get nervous going up to the fight. Not nervous to the fight. I'm always anxious to the fight. I always tell people, if it doesn't make you nervous, you got butterflies. It's not important to you. I always get anxious for the fight, man. But as soon as I land, bro, it's showtime. You know,
Yeah,
I'm showtime. I'm happy. I'm just so happy to be there for all the work that we do. And you know, I'm all smiles, man. I'm happy to be there. I'm smiling
I know, dude.
before the fight, in the fight,
In the fight,
after
after the
fight. You know?
Shit, I was talking to a fighter earlier, Billy Quarantillo in the UFC, and he said to me in the second round of his last fight where he won a performance bonus,
Yeah.
in between rounds, he's like talking to Dana White, trying to, go, hey, listen, anywhere else, can I fight in Buffalo? Can I fight? Like he's having a conversation about the next fight, where it's going to take place. I'm just going, but that just shows you how in tune with what he was doing.
Yeah, it's that confidence, man.
That's why you're smiling, because all right, especially maybe round one you don't smile as much. I mean, I've seen you smile in round one, but I'm just saying,
once I get going,
round one, you
fourth
go in there,
round,
you get some work, and then you feel this guy out, and then round two starts, and then we start to see a little evil Elvin Brito. Like, I'm here now.
I got you. I got to figure it out first. I got to be on business.
Yeah, you got to get the timing down.
Got to figure it out. Yeah, I notice I always get a little bit by third, fourth round. I'm smiling more.
Do you like getting punched?
I don't mind it. You got it if you don't mind it. I'm not trying to get hit at bare knuckle. But if I do, it's part of what we do. I don't mind bleeding. I mean, I had the bloodiest fight 2014. I was squirting blood everywhere. I fought 5 rounds like that. I'll do whatever I gotta do to finish the fight. It's up to the ref and the doctor to stop it. That's not my job. My job's to fight.
No, I'm not asking because of the blood. I'm just like, some
I don't mind.
They go, I like getting hit in the face. It makes me feel alive.
I don't like getting hit. I don't like getting hit now. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. When I get hit, I always tell people always, they act like 3 different ways. You get hit and you're shocked, or you get hit and you're surprised, or you get angry, or you get scared, I usually, I want to snap back. When I get hit, I want to get you back, You
get mad. You want that shit back.
Yeah, I want to get even, I want to get even,
Yeah.
That way it's my way go, Yeah, I want to get you back.
Yeah. Stings a little. You're like,
I want to get you back. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
How you like that, bitch?
Usually, if you watch my fights, when I get hit with something good, I stop moving. I'll stop moving, and I'm like, all right, now I want to hit you back. This is the natural instinct where I gotta hit you back now.
Now I'm gonna plant my feet and rock you, son of a bitch,
I gotta hit you now. Yeah, gotta let you know, that that's not enough. One punch is not gonna be enough. You're gonna have to put my ass out. I'm not letting anybody get lucky on Friday. If I lose, pick me up, drag me out that bitch, I'll be smiling. I'm going home. No excuses, because this guy, the only way he's going to beat me is if he's better than me, stronger than me. It's just a better fighter. I'm not going to let him hit the lotto. I'm not going to let him get lucky, catch me with a lucky shot. He's going to have to be better than me. It's going to be a good fight.
I mean, you got something very important on the line here. And, you've been on this mission to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win the fight. That's why we fight.
No, you never know.
I mean, so, anything can happen in a fight.
No, I don't take nothing for granted.
I do know that you are so motivated for this. I almost feel like your path to this championship shot that you're looking for isn't going to be denied. I mean, that's just a feeling. Again, I might be wrong.
Yeah, my coach's plan for this fight. We weren't training real hard for this fight. He would. When we start our first week, I'm like, yo, what the hell is this, coach? He's like, we're gonna be champions. And then my coach's plan for this fight is to make it undeniable. He's like, my coach's plan, he's like, my vision is to have you not wear this guy out where he either quits or you knock him out. So there's no excuse. There's no, Elvin's boring or he moves around too much or knock these people out, knock this dude out, let him know, that we're ready for this.
So he's training you to finish the fight.
Yeah, he wants me to knock this dude out.
and that's okay. And you're smart enough to know when to finish the fight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take. It's not like I'm gonna go out there and
you're not chasing
stick my chin out there. No, I'm not gonna stick my chin out there.
Too smart for that at this point.
But if I perform at a certain level, he's not. A level that he's not gonna be able to maintain it. I know that if I could turn that volume up, and I could just keep it there, eventually something's gonna break down. It ain't gonna be me, So
you're a tough cookie to crack, there, brother.
Yeah. So I'm ready for it. Yeah, I'm ready to get hit. I'm ready to bleed. I'm always ready to get hurt. I always say a prayer and prepare myself every fight to just be mauled and just have to get dragged out of there, helped out of there. And that I really think that's the reason I've been able to walk out of almost every fight, pretty much every fight, almost not hurt, with a smile on my face, ready for the next one.
That's all you can do is keep walking forward now. So,
yeah.
All right, boys and girls. Well, that is Mr. Elvin Brito.
I appreciate you. You're gonna be there, right?
Still not sure yet.
We're gonna have some fun, man. This is gonna be. This card is sick.
Listen,
there's a lot of veterans on this card, man.
I know, dude. But it's a work thing. I have a regular job. And I have dates that I'm going out of town to announce fights for. I have something coming up in September that I am doing in Denver with good implications for my career. So I'm trying to set something up. So it's like I have to take off these certain days. And so coming up to BKFC sometimes, or other events, it's just difficult because I still have to make sure I make money to take care of my family. And when I come up to BKFC, unless a sponsor's paying for my trip, it's
all losing money,
hotel, everything, because I'm
an
independent show. I don't got no ESPN funding my shit. By the way, ESPN, if you want to fund my shit.
Well, if you make it, we're going to be all business.
If you guys want
there you go.
Party,
hey, Liquid Death. I love that water, dude. I was looking for that today. I couldn't find it.
Publix.
I like that stuff. Man, I got no Publix in Puerto Rico, man. I'm gonna go to Publix when I go over there, though.
But Liquid Death is the bomb. I keep tagging them on. I keep tagging them on my videos, and I'm like, can you just sponsor me already? Come on.
Yeah. I wish they would sponsor me too. Hey, man. Well, let's see if we can get that going. Hey, man, if you can get out there, like I said, we're gonna be all business, but we're gonna have time to hang out afterwards.
Absolutely.
Party real.
I'm hoping I can make it.
Great to see you. If not, you can watch me anyway.
Oh, I'll be watching it on. Well, it's if I'm not there, I'll be watching it on the app. So the BKTV app.
Yeah.
If you guys don't have the BKTV app, get the BKTV app. What the fuck you waiting for? It's $4 a month.
Yep. We got something. Me and Coach, we've been working real hard. We got something real special planned.
If you don't have the app, are you really a fight fan? I'm just saying, man.
Come on, dude. I watched all the bare knuckle fights, all of them, from BK1 all the way to this one. Most of the time I'm there live. Even when I go live, I come home and I watch all the fights again. Because a lot of stuff you miss it. But I'm a huge fight fan. Every time I go to the bare knuckle fights, I lose my voice. Every time.
Oh, I know. I've seen you, dude.
I'm screaming.
Rage! Go do that. Oh my god! And then all of a sudden, hey man. See you, Chris. I'll see you next time I go.
Every time, bro. Every time. All right, man. I appreciate it, man, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Man.
Well, listen, safe travels to get over here, man. Good luck on your fight. I'll either see you in Biloxi or I won't. But if I'm not there, just I'm watching, dude. I gotta fucking watch this. That's my I love it, man. It's too fucking awesome not to watch, man. So, guys,
Knuckles passion, pure passion, bro.
It's Elvin Bandito, Elvin Brito. So if you support him, man, make sure you get the app and watch him fight this.
Make sure you use my link, use the Elvin and link, so
what's your link?
I got fans,
Do you know the link? What they type in? They type in your name for a code or something.
Give me a second. Oh my God.
Headphones went down.
Sorry, man. I got cauliflower ears. Hard to hold this thing in my ear.
What's the link they use? Do you have a code?
I don't even know it. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. I'll post it somewhere.
Wait, I think Scott's watching. Hey, Scott, if you're still watching,
Scott, post that.
Scott, type the link. Type the link into my comments, and that way Elvin can get people, his fans get and he'll get a little credit for it. That's what we do. Listen, B, you go enjoy the rest of the night. I know you had a long day already training and working out and everything. And, you got to go see the fam and the little one and, maybe get a little protein and nutrition in you.
Yeah.
So you enjoy that, man. Thank you for taking the time as always, dude. Always pleasure to chat with you, dude. It's always so much fun to chat with you, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Next time we do an interview, though, when you're in Puerto Rico, I need to meet the GOAT. So I'm just
I will, for sure. We got to do it during the day, though, because he's sleeping right now.
Oh, no, I get it.
He's sleeping. He got all the girls. All the girls lay their head on him. He's like the pimp. He just lays back there.
That's my dog. That's why he's the GOAT.
Yep. Ladies love him, yo. All right, brother.
Maybe we should make a video on how to be as cool as the GOAT.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a video with Pancho next time. Just give me a holler during the day.
So, guys, next time Elvin's on, we're going to have the debut of Pancho the pimp ass goat on my show. It'll be a fucking worldwide exclusive only on Cage Talk.
Yep.
Elvin, thank you so much, man. Safe travels. We'll see you next week in Biloxi, man. And
see you, man.
for the rest of your night, brother.
Appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
You do, man. Boys and girls, that was Elvin Brito, man. I love that guy. He's always so much fun to talk to, always positive. You know, like he loses a fight, it's like, all right, what's the next one? You know, just tell me when, where. And he goes back and he works on himself and he improves every time you see him. So he's on a run right now, looking to go 4-0 at 165 in BKFC. Obviously, he's had, I think, 2 losses already, but not at 165. So at 165, he's undefeated. So we'll see if he can keep it going next weekend. But that's it, boys and girls. This was episode 300 of Cage Talk with Christopher James. For those folks that have watched, you know, a lot of my content, thank you so much for really supporting me. It's a long climb. It's a long journey. It's a long grind. You know, I would love to, you know, have a bigger platform, you know, and you know, full studio production and, you know, be able to bring you more and more from not just from my studio here, but, you know, from on the road. So, you know, but that's going to take, you know, more work. So I just keep doing it, smiling every day and being happy and feeling fortunate that I'm blessed to be able to do this and to chase this dream and that you guys get to watch and enjoy it with me. Thanks for that. So until next time, boys and girls, you all mean the world to me. Thanks to all the guests that have ever been a part of my show in the past and the ones that are going to be part of my show in the future. Truly honored to, you know, share some chat time with you guys. And that's it, man. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat some food. Getting misty, so I got to get out. You guys, again, thanks so much, man. This has been so much fun today. And we'll be back. I'll post up when we're coming back. So that's it, kids. Good night, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekends. And we'll talk again soon. Until then, I am Christopher James. You all have been Cage Side. Peace.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Go with the deuces. There you go, baby.